Om Nam Narayana, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivam, Shivam, Om. Welcome to another Satsang with your host, Chuck the Yogi from the Yogi Cave on this very soggy autumn morning. Let us continue with the Viveka Chudamani. Anaderapi vidvam saha paraga bhavasya vikshitaha yad yud hadi samba dat parikalpita matmani. Although it is beginningless prior to non-existence, or rather without beginning, it is observed to have an end. So too the embodied state, which is imagined in the self through its apparent association with the limiting adjuncts, is not real. Let's see. Jivatmam natatos nyastu svarupherna vilakshanaha sambandha stvatmano buddhya mityajnana purush saraha. But the other, the self, is intrinsically different from the embodied state, jivahood. Connection between the self and the intellect is due to false knowledge. So, as far as he is concerned, Shankara, it's all based on misconception. Vini vritir bhavetasya samyag jnanena nanyata brahmatmai kat bhavishjnanam samyag jnanam shurutar matam. The false knowledge will cease to function at the dawn of right knowledge, and in no other way. According to the scriptures, realization of the identity of the self, Atman, with the absolute Brahman, is right knowledge. Atman equals Brahman. Tattvam asi. Tadat manat manoho samyag viveka naiva siddhyati tato vivekaha kartavyaha pratyagat ma sadat manoho. This realization comes only through right discrimination made between the self and the not-self. That is why one must strive to discriminate between the inmost self and the non-self. Thus, the name of the sutra, Viveka Chudamani, Jewel of Discernment. Jalam Panka Vadat Yantam Panka Paye Jalam Sputam Yatabati Tadat Mapi dosha bhave sputa prabha. It's hard to get that pronunciation right in the morning. Water, which is extremely muddy, appears as transparent water when the mud has been removed. So too, the self shines clearly when the impurities have been removed. The sadhana is all about removing impurities. Asanivritao tu sadat mana sputam pratitire tasya bhavet pratichaha tato nirasaha karaniya eva sadatmanaha sadvaha madi vastuna. The inmost self is clearly realized as the eternal self when the unreal ceases to exist. So one must strive to completely remove the unreal self, starting with the ego, etc., from the eternal self. So it's about separating the oil from the water. Atonayam paratma svadvijnan namaya sha dabak vikarit vaja dat vacha parichinat vahetu taha drishyat vad vyabicharit vanan nityo nitya ishyate. For the following reasons, the intellectual sheath which we have so far spoken of cannot be the Supreme Self. It is subject to change, it is inert and insentient, it is limited, it is an object of perception, and it is not constant. The non-eternal indeed cannot be considered to be eternal. So his ruthless logic is attacking every objection. Ananda pratibimba chumbitata nu ur vritista mojurimbita Syadananda mayaha priya diguna kaha sveshtadha labhodayaha punyasyanu bhave vibhati karitina manandarupaha svayam sarvo nandati yatra sadhu thanu brin matraha prayatnam vina. The Anandamandaya Kosha, the bliss sheath, is that modification in essence which appears as a reflection of the self, which is bliss absolute, pleasure, etc., are its attributes, and it spring into view when an object agreeable to it presents itself. The fortunate feel it spontaneously when the fruits of their good actions manifest. Everything without the least effort derives great joy from it. So he's basically taking each sheath, and now this is the most subtle sheath, which is the one that separates oneself from the self. Anandamaya koshasya sushuptao spurti utkata svapna jagara yorisha dishta sandarshana dina. The bliss sheath, Anandamaya kosha, is fully manifest in the deep sleep state, while in the dream and waking states it is only partially manifest depending upon the sight of the desired objects, etc. Naibaya manandamayaha paratma sopadikat vat prakriter vikarat karyat vahetoho sukrita kriyaya vikara sangat samahitat vat. Nor can this bliss sheath be the Supreme Self, because it is attributes which are ever-changing. It is a modification of primordial nature. Prakriti is an effect of good actions of the past, and it lies embedded in other sheaths which are themselves all modifications. So he's making the distinction based on Samkhya philosophy between the Purusha and the Prakriti. The Purusha is the Self, and the Prakriti is the non-self. Panchanam api koshanam nishede yuktitaha shrutahe tanisheda vadi sakshi bodarupo vashishyate. When the five sheaths have been negated through reasoning based upon authoritative scriptural text, then all the culmination of the process, what remains as a substratum, is the witness, knowledge absolute, the self. So again, it is about peeling all the layers of the onion until only the witness remains. Yoya amatma svayan jyotihi pancha kosha vilakshanaha avastatraya sakshi sanir vikaru niranjanaha sadan nandaha savijnyeyaha svatmat vena vipashchita. The Satman is self-effulgent and is distinct from the five sheaths. It is the witness of the three states. It is real, with a capital R, is without modifications, is unsullied, and bliss everlasting. The wise person should realize it as one's own true self. As Jesus said, ye are gods. Imityat vina nishideshu koshesh viteshu panchasu salva bhavam vina kinchina pashyam yatra he guru vijneyam kimo vastvasti svat manatma vipashchita. After negating these five, the disciple asked, after negating these five sheaths as unreal, I find nothing but an absence of everything, nihilism. O revered teacher, the greatest error of the 20th century. By which entity, then, should the wise realize oneness with the self? Shri Guru Ruru Uvacha Satyamutam Tvaya Vidvani Puno Si Vicharane Ahama Divikaraste Tadabhavo Yamapyan. The respected teacher answered, rightly you have spoken, O learned one. You are indeed clever in your ability to discriminate modifications of the ego as well as its absence. Salve yenanu buyante yahasvayam nanu buyate tamatmanam veditaram vidi budya susukshmaya. The one who perceives while remaining unperceived, that you realize to be the self, the ultimate knower, through an extremely subtle intellect. Tat sakshikam bhavetat dyadya yenanu bhuyate kasyapyananu bhutate sakshitvam nopayujate. That which is witnessed by something else has the latter as its witness. When there is no entity to witness a thing, we cannot say that it has been witnessed at all. So when the witness remains and nothing else, there's nothing else to say. I'm going to leave it there. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om. Shiva Om. Jai Ma. Jai Ma God. Till next time.